Hi, I'm gonna make a double chocolate sourdough bread. So to 100 grams of warm water, I added 50 grams of cocoa powder and let it bloom. And now I'm going to make 150 grams of active starter and 350 grams of room temperature water. Okay, that was 354, but that's just fine. I'm gonna use Lillian. So 150 grams. I used 150 grams of Lillian because I had her rise yesterday, but 24 hours later it seems to still work, so that's what I did. I'm gonna put my chocolate in right now when I mix this up too, so just now I add 50 grams of brown sugar. This is a sweet loaf. It's like having dessert. I've made this for Nana and delivered it out to Tappan for her. And yeah, it's delicious. So let's get this in. 50 grams. It already smells delicious. Let's just hope the starter was active enough to get a good rise out of this. We'll see. Now I'm going to add 500 grams of bread flour, 10 grams of sea salt, and a tablespoon of vanilla. After I get it all mixed in, you cover it and let it sit for about an hour. This dough is stickier than normal dough. But it's really delicious. It's a dessert. It really is a dessert. It's a treat for your grandkids or even just yourself if you don't want to make a full-on dessert. And it makes pretty good French toast. It's a little sweet, but it makes pretty good French toast the next day if you have leftover. But as you can see, it's quite a bit looser than regular dough. So I'm just going to get my my bowl scraper and give this a scrape. Just hang on. So you don't add the chocolate chips that's the double chocolate, so it's a chocolate dough with chocolate chips. Now a lot of people buy the really expensive Calabo chips, or whatever chocolate you prefer as chocolate chips, but I just use Hershey's chocolate chips, semi-sweet, and that's it. But you see, it's quite sticky to start, but it does get easier to work with as it ferments. So hopefully Lillian was still active enough. It looks like she was, because it's already starting to rise. And I just keep this going until there's no dry bits left. And when I do the first stretch and folds, I'll add in the chips. And I'll do more chip adding after. And you put in, how many chocolate chips? About 100 to 150 grams of chocolate chips. So that's it. So I'll come back when an hour is up. So I just wanted to clarify that, yes, I fed Fred and Lillian 2 nights ago. So it's been 24 hours since I fed Fred and Lillian. But they're still active. Like the gluten strings are still there. It doesn't have to be peaked in order to bake. So just to clarify, these were not just recently fed. I am making bread from day-old active starter. It's not discard until I throw it in the fridge and combine it with Barney. Okay? So I want to show you that you can actually bake with sourdough starter that is not at its peak. This one had rose all the way to here, and I'm going to make a couple of loaves out of him tonight. Maybe. We'll see. I want to get out to the garden. It's a little cloudy, but it's supposed to get to 21. So anyways, I'll finish this up for you, but I just wanted to point that out. And it's already starting to rise. So it's working. So you don't have to make bread the minute your starter peaks. Okay, now I got to add in the chocolate chips. That looks about right. And we just do it in the stretch and fold part. Now, like I said, it's a little bit stickier. So it's a little messy on the old hands. But I'm gonna keep doing this until I feel like these are incorporated. Go underneath and pull, but look. I told you it's stickier, but it makes a really nice loaf if you like dessert breads. If you don't like sweet loaves, then this probably isn't for you. You could use white chocolate chips too, or peanut butter for a change. I might try peanut butter one time. A Reese's chocolate sourdough. There's a little farm stand in Eagle Bay that's just started, and a woman there, I told her I can't bake that many loaves for a weekend's thing, but maybe once every couple of weeks I'll try and get some loaves in for her to highlight. you know, like my chocolate and my strawberry white chocolate, those ones, my inclusion loaves, and maybe throw in some whole wheat loaves once in a while. But she said she'll do me as a showcase so that I don't have to bake every week, because they're going to do this as a 5-day-a-week farm stand throughout the summer, and I just can't bake that much. I don't want to bake that much. I want to be out on the water, you know? So anyways, I might do that. And, you know, for about 3 or 4 days, I'll do my baking and freeze the loaves and put in about 10 loaves as specialty loaves. And so I gotta get me a label maker, I've decided. Peace out. I'll come back and show you all this. This has got to wait for about a half hour more. I've been outside working in the garden, just washed my hands, and I'm going to coil fold this mess. Actually, oops. Stretch and fold because it's too gooby to do coil folds. I'm hoping Lillian was active enough. Because this is a messy loaf. The mosquitoes are horrific after all the rain. Horrific. So I had to grin and bear it and put some Watkins mosquito repellent on. I don't like using it because it's so much DEET, but I don't like the mosquitoes either. I don't know, Lillian might be failing me. This should be rising by now. And it's not really doing anything. Come on, sourdough, don't fail me. Against better judgment. I should have used Fred. He was a little bit more active. Okay, well. I don't know. I didn't take you out to the garden today like I said I was going to, but I will tomorrow. I feel stupid because it's not rising. I have used day-old, but not 2-day-old starter before, and it's been fine. But today, as Carter would say from TikTok, it's not working. So, I might just spread it out into a pan and bake it anyway and make it focaccia-ish and see if I can't make something salvageable out of it. So, let's say your dough peaked overnight and you bake the next morning when it's doubled in size. If you leave it the next day, I've done that. But this was 2 days. I miscalculated. I thought it was only 1 day, but it was 2 days. So this little beast is not rising, and it's such a waste of all the good numminess that went into it. It smells delicious. So I'm going to try and bake it, and we'll see if it turns out. Bye. So here we go. Yes, indeed, you can use a starter that's 2 days old. It just takes a little longer. But there's my chocolate loaf. It rose just fine. So that starter had been fed 2 nights before I used it. So don't panic about using it as soon as it peaks and starts to fall. Because look at this giant loaf. It's going to be magical. And this is a $15 loaf. Ooh, it's massive. Look at it, honey. Chocolate, double chocolate. So just preparing. I've got my Dutch oven in because I knew it was going to be a big loaf. So, but I have been using these for my sourdough, plain sourdough, and they work just magically. So let's score this up. Right across the chocolate chip. So I'm gonna eat it. Once I cut it, I have to get it in.
Still do the ice cream.
Actually, I'm gonna do it for 20 minutes and then lower the temperature and do another 25, 30 minutes at 400, according to the recipe. Okay, fed my starters last night, and Lillian rose right to the top, and Fred rose to here and has fallen. So they are ripe for making bread today. So I'm gonna try and make about 6 loaves. And then I can contribute. I think I'm gonna do a lemon blueberry and a couple of regular sourdoughs and cheddar garlic. So that'll be nice. Okay, here's the big reveal of the double chocolate sourdough. It's beautiful. There it is. Isn't it awesome? You should smell it. Too bad there's not scratch and sniff on here. So that's it. So later I'll be baking 6 loaf, well, no, probably a 4 loaf batch.